Not gonna lie, but this was one very sad and manly trial for Danganronpa. Episode 5 really got emotional for me. I really felt for the characters, especially in this trial. And we found out a lot of very interesting things and proved out one of my theories was right about one of the characters. So they try and predict, say, like what happened to Fujisaki throughout the trial, and they prove out, that it has to be someone who is strong enough to that. And surprisingly, Sakura wasn't the one who was predicted to actually be nominated. In fact, it was someone who I thought wouldn't be, and that's Fukawa, the super hyper freaking librarian or something she was called. And turns out that she's freaking genocider, so the mass murderer. And I was like, what the fuck? She has like this tongue out and she's like going all crazy and it's like calling out like Byakuya because he was the one that called out and saying, I may be a mass murderer, but I wasn't the one that did this one. And turns out he found out. I'm interested in how he found out about this secret from Jen. Maybe because Fukawa loves Byakuya, so that maybe that might be why he found it. But surprisingly, it wasn't Seo because there's a difference between the cases, like trying to frame her. Like the fact that she always uses scissors in her murders and they use rope and they try to get like all this shit out. So, and also as well, what interesting is that this wasn't committed in the girls' room, it was committed in the male room. And you're thinking, how could Fujisaki get in there? And this is where the theory came in fact, that Fujisaki was a guy. It was a trap, and Monokuma pretty much pointed that out by like holding a big massive card saying, "Yeah, that was a dude." So it actually rolled back saying now it can only beat the guys. And what the killer did is that they used one of the old notebooks from one of the other students to find out that they could use it. Although there is supposed to be a law, one of the rules against it, somehow they managed to do it. And it was so sad when it got the killer. Like I said, if you don't want to be sure about who the killer is, then fuck out of here. Like this simple as that. Because I'm now about to say who the killer was. When I found out who the killer was, and how he made just one slip up, and knowing that this wasn't, just out of wanting to get out, it was just out of pure blind rage, an accidental rage. I really felt for the character then, and that was Owada, the super hyper bike cycler. I like the biker. He was my most favorite guy in the series, and he is already. I mean, him and Leon are both characters I really want to see later on in the series because I don't really care for Naegi. I don't like Byakuya. Fuck Yamada. Like, knowing that we've already got him and Ishimaru he was crying, he was screaming, and he even says, no, it was me, like that. And turns out the only reason he found out about this thing and how he can actually cover up for his murder was when the two were having like a manly duel in the steam room. And his death wasn't like, it was a bit weird actually. I thought it was gonna like have how his brother, because his secret was that he killed his brother. He was gonna take over from his brother's biker gang, like, but he wanted to challenge him to a showdown, but he was getting careless and he nearly went into a lorry, and his brother kicked him way out of the lorry or truck, as you want to know, and sacrificed himself for that. And I really felt for the character because it was not his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. And it's like, in a way, and then just knowing that he did it in rage because like freaking Fujisaki did not want to get revealed about his secret, so he wanted to change himself and get muscles, and asked Owada to train him. And he just went after remembering his stuff. It was just like him scared of being changed and scared of like letting his stuff known out. He just killed her with a freaking a dumbbell. And when at the end, when like just Ishimaru was screaming and crying, like, and Owada took it like a man, like he took his murder like a man. He's like, do it. He didn't even want to. He just wanted to get it over and done with. And I just felt for it. And that is like the end of the next. Only 10 people are left in the group. Now, strangely enough, at the end, Monokuma was talking to someone, talking about that there was a 16th person in here, and not to mention as well, that we haven't been revealed to this, and that there's someone doing an inside job. Now, the ones who I predict that this is Monokuma is talking to is either Kyogoku or like Kirigiri is her name, like, because we don't know who she is. Like I said, I think she's an inside detective or something. Like, I think she's doing that. Byakuya, because I think he's got that influence. Although he said he wanted to kill him, I think there might be some other motive going in. Or I think it's Celestia, because Celestia has that very mysterious feeling about her, and I feel like she can be up to some sneaky shit like that. They're like the three, I think, because I don't think it's any of the other people. I don't think it's like Asahina, Sakura, like Hakuri, like, I don't think it's any of that, but man, why did I have to lose Owada? And his name, or his first name was Mondo, man. I mean, you got Mondo in there, like, Mondo cool, like, you know, let me know what you think about this guy, Owada, because I think he was my favorite character in the whole series. But that's all from me. What do you think of this episode? But that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, Panda, sign out, and I'll see you next time, people.